Now, in chorus number 3, I didn't really have, any new great, fantastic ideas for new notes. I decided I would emphasize rhythmical things because the truth is, in this style of music, you get too fancy with the notes, it can be a little distracting, especially if you haven't got a nice groove and if you haven't got a good feeling going on. So on this chorus, I definitely leaned into the rhythm. So I went. I love these middle and lower strings for rhythmical things. And then I did play the C7 altered. Similar idea, if not identical. But let's just talk about that for a minute. Everybody learns how they learn. I remember learning this idea, and it makes a big impression on me. So sometimes in the heat of the moment, that's what pops out. But I always try and encourage my feeble mind to try and do a variation in the moment. So let's just see what we can do there. That's the note straight up, right? And that's our sort of first go-to. But what if I went like this? That might be interesting. What if I went like this? Now that's a little longer than I need. So if I just have this much time, 1 or 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, I have a chance for these many notes. Right? So maybe I say any kind of thing. So when you learn a new idea, don't stop there. Take the idea, modulate it in various ways. See if you can play it a different way. With regard to this sound of altered dominant moving to a chord, I mean, sometimes even just one note is enough. So let's say I'm going. I just played the E note, which is the third of C7, and it's just laid there. So that's enough, right? Maybe I'll say from the top again. Now that note right there is kind of jarring, but it's the flat 9 of C7 altered. And I just hung on it. And then let that note resolve to the 5th of D minor. Of F minor. So it's a bit like this. That's totally effective. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that if you're going to use altered sounds or things from the diminished or a chromatic approach or whatever it might be, it doesn't always have to be, and practically speaking, it's better if it doesn't have a big flurry of notes necessarily. Although that can be very handy too. It can be great sounding, but realize that it can oftentimes just be one note. A note that's a half step above the destination note. That's what we're looking for there. Okay, then to get into this rhythmical idea, I took a note and created a little motif. Then, to continue the motif, when I went to F minor, okay? And then on the G7 chord, the 5 chord, I played an idea based on G7, flat 9, that was living down on the lower strings, which I think are oftentimes overlooked as melodic sources. So I just played. That note leads me back to C. So it's important to remember to explore the bottom end. Sometimes that bottom end can come out more strongly and be more sort of powerful and rich sounding than a lot of high noodly stuff, especially in a trio or a situation where you're not just doing everything you can do to be heard over the din, with all the cymbals and everything. So that's not stirred, chorus number 3.